Seeds in autumn. Autumn reaps truth as night follows day. The time is nigh for leaves to kiss the ground. Witches, once silent, will now have their say. Truth is on their side, no shame will it weigh. Harvest it all, let the wailing resound. Autumn reaps truth as night follows day. Closing the eyes, yet they won't go away. Burned at stakes, they are more than earthbound. Women, once silent, will now have their say. Beguiling boys smile, their guilt downplayed. Women dare to live life in the foreground. Autumn reaps truth as night follows day. Root for girls, no longer afraid. Testimonies vast and profound. Women, not witches, are going to have their say. Prepare this season with trowel and seeds. Pray, root for the women you called witches, you buried and drowned. Autumn reaps truth as night follows day, and the women you burned are back to have their say. My great-great-grandmother, plus 7 generations, was a small child when she was taken from her Arawak tribe in what the English called Barbados. The Portuguese said the trees on the island looked like beards, os barbados. Funny how men always seem to see themselves in everything they lay eyes on. Anyway, Tituba sailed against her will more than 3,000 kilometers to a place with unforgiving weather, intolerable working conditions, and godless people who claimed only they could speak to him with the surety, of course, that God indeed was a him. The slaver's name? Samuel Parrish. And he was a minister. But she did exist, even though everyone in that wretched Salem village forgot about her. After smearing her good name, after all she did to help those girls, Abigail, Elizabeth, Betty, Rebecca, they loved her medicine until they didn't. Cast out after the scorched trials, she found herself among the West Africans of Dahomey, the Gold Coast, and Guinea. She found a place for her root work and ancient prayers. She found songs and a sisterhood of women with deep brown skin, salted tears, lattice-scarred backs, and a yearning for home no one would ever see again. So they made one together. Holding hands, singing praises, she learned the dance of the Moria Bayasa, the dance of overcoming hardship. And Balele, accompanied late at night with drums, the Puritans' band. The women showed her how to keep the Lakono language alive. She found a healing force deep within the forest. She saw that those who called her witch and heathen could not see. While the other women and girls were exonerated and compensated for their suffering, my great-great-grandmother plus 7 generations was stricken from the records and only mentioned as an instigator, a defiler, forced to betray, and ultimately herself betrayed by the young girls in her charge. Where did Tituba go? She died penniless. But she is more than earthbound. She is my ancestor. The seed she planted in autumn stands before you in spring. I am not a witch. I am magic. Tituba sends her secrets through her lineage. Yes, she gave names, but she gave no real knowledge. Those men were not worthy of the truth, so she gave them lies. Men love lies, love to hear them, to speak them, to believe them. Forced, She stammered the names of girls, women, those begged her for a taste of power, the uses of magic. They saw in her what they could not see in themselves, what they wanted for themselves, even though she was enslaved. She breathed air like a free woman. They were too afraid to own it. They were scared of men, the ones who called themselves judges. They demanded over and over, tell us who they are, tell us what they say, what they wear, how they dance, what they sing, what enchantments slide from their tongues. How do they love? Who do they love? Tell us, they said. Say their names. Autumn reaps truth. Day follows night. Night follows day. Women, we confound you, and we will have our say. 300 years, 10 generations of men hurting women, men demanding from girls, stealing women. Tituba wept for each one. She saw what they did. She knew who they were. Glorious women, alive and beautiful, women who carried their own power and yet could not be protected. Not then, not now. Too much wickedness. The cruelty of those who saw and turned away. Night after day, day after night, she chants for the women, her testimony profound. My great-great-grandmother from 7 generations has not stopped thrumming. Missing women, murdered women, accused women, blamed women, disappeared women. She has given me the names, passes down prayers, incantations, and the humming. Root for women, missing, shot, buried, drowned. Breonna Taylor, a Tatiana Jefferson, Sandra Bland, Niana Finlayson, Sonia Massey, Kristen Richardson, Emily Morgan, Mabel Lucille Arrington, Michelle Elbow Shield, Tracy Michelle Samuels, Ashley Loving Heavy Runner, Tayana Whitehawk, Dilemma Lou Sitzpour, Emily Pike, poor Emily Pike, 14 years old. What did they do to you? What did they do to all of them? Let the wailing resound. Thank you.